Lwazi,
How are you, man?
hey, nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Lovely to meet you, bro. It's I've been dying to chat to you for the longest time. How you been?
I'm good, man. Yeah, just trying to get busy and trying to finish my album.
What were you working on when I walked in there?
Um, I was just trying to create something while I was waiting for you.
And how far did you get? I didn't...
I'm just starting because I was just finishing to eat dinner, and yeah, I just came into the studio to talk to you.
Dude, well, welcome to the podcast. So excited to have you here. Let's
Thank
start with the most important question. What are we drinking tonight?
Yeah, on my laptop.
What do you
But I
got? You
was-
got beer? What is in there? Did you say beer?
yeah.
Beer in a cup. Okay. I am drinking this Irish whiskey called Peaky Blinder. I don't know if you saw the TV show Peaky Blinder. I don't think it's related, but I just like it because I think it might be.
I've never seen it before.
Anyway, I'll let you know how it goes. What beer are you drinking?
It's Corona.
Corona. All right. Well, cheers to you, man, and thanks for being here.
Oh yeah.
All right. I want to start by asking you. I don't know what you can and can't say,
Mm.
but I got to know the Will.I.Am story.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Let's go. I just want to know. Just tell me the story of like, okay, what did you first of all? How did he do? How did he get your beat? That's the first thing. Second of all, how did you find out about it? Third of all, you don't have to. I'm sure there's stuff in there you can't talk about, but like, I just want to know how it all unfolded from your perspective.
Yeah. So it started when first of all, I didn't even know about the track, and I think there was like two people who sent me a link of the music video. And
Sorry to interrupt. Was there another story before this as well, around the same track?
no.
No. Okay.
It was a different track with Destruction Boys.
Oh yes, the destruction. So this wasn't the
Yeah.
same one.
No, it's not the same one.
Okay.
That was
So
is Ice Drop.
okay, carry on. I won't interrupt again.
Yeah, so it started. So they sent me the links, and I didn't actually open them at first. And then when I got home, I got bored, and then I started checking my DMs, and then that's when I saw the link. And when I listened to the track on my phone, it wasn't sounding clear. And then I had to check it on YouTube on my TV. That's when I heard, no, this is Ice Drop, you know.
That's crazy.
I called my manager, Sylvia, told her about this, and then I sent her the link. And at the same time, she recognized the track because like the guy he used like the original track to sample it to his track, and he was producing the track for this girl. What's the name? Yeah, I can't remember the name, but yeah, Will.I.Am produced the track for that girl, and yeah, that's how it happened.
And then, so what happened from there? You had to, because at first what I saw was like on Twitter, he kind of said, he didn't apologize. He kind of said, oh, carry on with the story. What happened next?
So yeah, and then when I posted, so I took a video of the music video, put it on my stories, and then same time the video was all over.
You dropped a bomb.
Yeah, so I went to bed early that night, and when I woke up early, my phone was buzzing, like Instagram, Twitter, everything, everywhere. And then when I checked, it was about this Will.I.Am track. So like overnight, I think some people in America and some people in other countries saw the track and they started talking about it. And it became bigger and bigger. And then I think the that thing was happening for like 3 days or 4 days.
Mm,
People were talking
mm.
about it, and then my manager Sevi started talking to I don't remember the record label's name, but they started talking to Will.I.Am's manager and all of them, and Will.I.Am wanted to talk to me, but my manager said no. We have to fix this first before you even talk to Leg, and yeah, everything was easy to sort it out. They saw that they were wrong, and they wanted to fix it before everything became that big, and then they couldn't fix it. It was already late.
Okay, so basically on a business level it all gets sorted out. I'm not asking for juicy details. I'm asking because I'm interested. So do you have a piece of the publishing of that track now?
No,
Of his track?
the track was removed from everywhere.
Oh, it was removed. So okay.
Yeah.
And then did you ever get to speak to Will.I.Am one on one?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
At the very least.
I still want to speak to him and maybe try and do something with him, you know.
Yeah, bro, you can say, hey, listen, you don't need to steal my track. You can just ask me.
Yeah, I don't know why people do that. Yeah, and it's the second
Amazing.
time.
It's the second time. Yeah, it seems to be I'll give you some advice. Just don't make as dope tracks, and then no one
What?
will steal them.
I can't stop doing.
Cool, man. I mean, it's a very, very amazing. I mean, you must feel flattered at least, or something about that.
I am proud of myself, man, to see like Will.I.Am trying to make what I made like 4 years back. You know, it's really crazy.
Mm. Cool. So, tell me a little bit about. I know you were, as a lot of young DJs, actually, football was your first love, right?
Yeah.
So, tell me about your football almost career.
So I I started like doing football because my father was a soccer player, but he wasn't in like professional level, but he was working on that, and then he passed away when I was like 11 months, and I always like trying to be like my father when I was growing up, and because my mom always tell me what my fathers used to do, and you know I always try to be like him, you know, and soccer. I don't think I was good in soccer, so I think I played soccer for like 5 or 6 years, and I got an injury on my ankle, and that's when I decided, you know what, let me just stop because I know I'm not even good on what I'm doing in soccer. So yeah, that's when my mom got me like a PlayStation, and then he got me a computer, and when he got me a computer, my cousin is a rapper, and he was the one who used to take me to his studio where he used to record, and I used to watch. There's this guy called MZ. He lives in Claremont. I still work with him now. He used to record my cousin, and that's the guy who gave me the software FL Studio. But I didn't know anything about producing. I just took the software and then I started installing it on my computer, and then I started trying to produce beats for my cousin, hip hop beats. And then I think I did hip hop for like maybe like a year, I think. And then he stopped rapping first, and then I was left making beats on. And then hip hop wasn't like the best thing for me. And then I ended up making Kwaito beats. And then from Kwaito beats, I made like tribal house. I was confused. I was like making everything. And when I first heard Gqom track, it was by Naked Boys, and at that time it wasn't called Gqom. There wasn't the name of the genre, and Naked Boys, they were the first ones who made that sound. And there was a track called Ito Easy, which was released under I think DJ Sindo's album.
Mm.
And yeah, that track was big, and then I think that was the first track that I had, which was Broken Beats. And I always tried to make something that was similar to that track, And yeah, I think that's how Gqom came about, because I was trying to make something that was similar to the track. Even the other guys, I asked Root Boys, how did you guys start making Gqom? They also told me that they were trying to make that track. I think most of the DJs were trying to do that.
So was that one track you think sparked the whole revolution, and all of you guys were just trying to recreate the sound? And just describe, you said broken beats. Describe the sound. Describe what you thought you heard that you were trying to create that you hadn't heard before.
Yeah, we used to listen to Kwaito, Big Nas, and DJ Tierra. So those beats they were straight. They were like 4 beats, goo, goo, goo. And with that track, it was different. It was like goo, 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 goo. And then that blew my mind. I wanted to do something like that. And then when I started making that sound, my music started being played like everywhere in Durban. And then that's when I started sticking on Gqom.
I'm abusing you with this just because I see you have a keyboard there. Can you explain it? Explain the history lesson from Kwaito right through, even up to Amapiano, if you can, using the keyboard to differentiate the different beats and styles, just so that this pleb can understand. Can you do that?
For Amapiano, I don't know much about it, but I'm slowly learning how to produce.
But you understand the grooves, right?
Yeah. Basically, Amapiano, they're more, I think, more like Kwaito beats.
Yeah.
Like London funk. You remember that type of music?
Yeah.
I think it sounds the same. It's slow, melodic with chords and all of that. And with Gqom, it's different.
Hit the buttons. Hit the buttons.
Off.
Oh, it's off. It's off. I thought it was on. Sorry. Okay.
So yeah, with Gqom, it's different. It's all about the bass, all about the kick, and it's faster than the piano. It sounds more like techno for me.
Yeah. Cool. And then I have this question's always been on my mind. I know, I know that a lot of the, emerging artists use WhatsApp as a distribution, which is amazing. And I know you did that early on, but it's not that simple, because how you get, you have to get all those numbers onto a WhatsApp group. How are you actually distributing, or are you just sending it to your friends and they're sending it to someone else? How are you creating that space in WhatsApp?
I think now it's hard to do that, but back then WhatsApp was still new, and before we even had WhatsApp, we had this thing we had it on Blackberries. What, I don't remember the name. BBM.
Oh, BBM. Yeah.
BBM, yeah. We used to have group chats on BBM, and we used to exchange links from Kasi MP3, maybe on Tasafal host. And then we all the producers will exchange tracks, and there's also going to be people who just wants to download the tracks just to have them.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be maybe 5,000 people on that group, and that worked. Wow. Because it was easy. You can make a track today, and then maybe tonight, later tonight, you still release the track, and then everybody will have it.
It's cool. Awesome. And then Black Major, who you've spoken about a few times already, they spotted you quite early, didn't you? They know how to find talent, and they've obviously been a big part of your career, right? Yeah. Tell me about meeting them and the role that Sevi's played in. I mean, I know Sevi, she is tough as nails, brilliant negotiator, powerful. Like, if you're on Team Sevi, you're in a good place, right?
Yeah, she's like my mom. She really takes good care of me. Sometimes she isn't supposed to be doing as a manager, but she always treats me like her own son, and I really love her support. It started in 2015, when at that time, I think I wasn't even, I wasn't signed at Black Major, and they sent me a message. There was this guy called Andrew who was working with Black Major. I went to Cape Town. There was this show I was performing with Okinawan Cool Cats. It was called Party Time Shandis, and Andrew was at that show and he saw me perform, and it was my first time in Cape Town, and Andrew sent me a message telling me that G-Star and Boiler Room are coming down and they want to shoot a documentary about new genres in South Africa. And at that time, I didn't understand anything he was telling me, but I was like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, let's do it, you know. And and I didn't think it was G-Star, like the huge brand, because I used to buy G-Star like all the time when I was young. And when the day of the shoot came, they had like boxes full of clothes, G-Star clothes, and I had my friends there. When they saw me removing all those G-Star clothes, everybody was going crazy at home. We shoot the music video. We shot the documentary, I think, like for 2 days or 3 days in Durban. And and then they told me that they want to work with me. And it was the first time I got like a big check. I don't want to say how much was it, but it was a lot of money that I got. And I wasn't even signed at Black Major at that time.
How old were you? Like 20?
I was 19 years, I think.
Oh, you're a kid, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just finished my matric that year, so I started making money the next year, and I signed with Black Major. 2015, I started getting shows like in Joburg, Cape Town, and 2016 I started going on my first international tour. So everything just as fast, you know. Working with Black Major was a blessing for me, man. I can't even explain it.
Where were you playing overseas?
For my first tour, it was crazy. I went everywhere. I think the tour was like 2 months. We went to Japan, China, Italy, Poland, Switzerland, London. That's so crazy. And I was traveling with this guy called Nankole.
Was this a Black Major? Did Black Major take you on this tour?
No, it was a Gqom tour.
Oh, that tour. Yeah. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I was traveling with Nankole, and for me to travel from South Africa to go to Italy for the first time and traveling by myself, it was scary. You know, to travel from here to Dubai, and then from Dubai I have to connect, I wasn't even that good with connecting flights. You know, and I made it to Italy. He was waiting for me at the airport, and then he took good care of me for 2 months. Shout out to Nankole.
Wow, that is a incredible introduction to the global music scene.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's crazy.
How did, like, for me, one of my greatest anthems, and it's so I don't know who did what on it, but that My Power track is so fucking dynamite. Like, we play it all the time in this house.
Thank you, man.
There's so many people on it, though. Can you tell me what on the track you did? Because that song is by far the best track. I mean, I say this I'm not just saying this. I say this absolutely truthfully. The weakest link on that track is Beyonce. That track is so fucking hot. And then when she comes on, it kind of like softens it, and then it goes back and gets it again. Like, she's kind of not necessary, but it's amazing that it's on her album so that the world got to see it. I'd love to know more about how that collab happened.
Yo, man. When that started, I didn't even believe it, because I just came back from my American tour. It was 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018, December. I was back from a 2-month tour. I remember I started touring, I think, around like October until November. And then I came back in December, and Beyonce was coming down for Global Citizen. And when she was performing, I wasn't even watching the show on TV. And I had my friends at my place and we were just drinking, partying. We didn't even know what was happening on TV. And then I had my phone on aux cable, and I was playing music on speakers, and I started getting like messages like ding 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 at the same time, ding 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 ding. So I got texts from like Instagram, Twitter, and then I had to check. And when I checked, there was a video of Beyonce playing Trip to New York on her performance. Yo, yo. We were all going crazy in the house. I couldn't even sleep that day. And the next day, there's this guy who works with Beyonce called Kwasi, and he messaged Nankole that he wants my number. He wants to go to Durban the next day after Global Citizen. And then Nankole gave him my number, and Kwasi gave me a call the next day. Yo, I didn't believe it at first when he called me. I was like, he was like, yeah, I'm Kwasi. I work with Beyonce, and I really want to meet you. I'm coming down to Durban. Hey, but I saw the video, and then I had to believe it that this is real, And I remember I was meeting him, and I was on my way to go to the airport. I was going to Australia that day, and then I had to go meet Kwasi, and then I sent him some music. He told me Beyonce is working on the album and she wants some beats and she loves my music. I was like, Beyonce loves my music. I didn't know that. And then I gave him like
at least she had the courtesy of asking.
Yeah. Then I gave him like 5 tracks, and they kept quiet for like 2 or 3 months. And they came back, I think around April, and they told me that they loved drumming. And I told Sevi that they like, and then they started talking about the track that okay, there's a possibility that they're gonna use drumming. And then they kept quiet again. And in June there was a tour I was doing in America, and I had like a week where I was not doing anything, and then my manager said, I think you should just go to LA and see if you can try and finish the track at the studio in LA. And then Sevi spoke to them that I'm in America, and then they said, okay, yeah, I have to come down to LA. And then I went down to LA. They already recorded Beyonce's verse, and Moonchild recorded in South Africa, and Busiswa also recorded. Everybody recorded in different places. And
over your beat.
Yeah. And then they sent me like all the voices to put them all together. And then they moved the track and they gave it to another producer who will do all the mastering and all of that to finish it all up. But they used like the whole beat of drumming.
And what did you think when you first heard that track?
Yo, man, I was amazed that they would do something like that. I never even think that Beyonce would be on a Gqom track. They're like, yo, I never thought of that.
Dude, you're living total rock star life over there. That is so cool. Amazing.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yo, gosh,
favorite collabs you've ever done?
My favorite, obvious, Beyonce.
Worst collab you've ever done?
Oh my God. Worst one was the one I did back in the days with this guy called Soto B. The track was called Ingwara Makavela. I don't think you'll find the track.
What made it bad? Was it the song itself or just the experience?
Yeah, I think I was new on trying to put vocals on the Gqom track, and the whole track was just bad. I don't know how.
You do such, how much when you do these productions and these collabs, I mean, obviously, with the exception of the Beyonce one, how much of the time are you working in the room with the person and guiding them on vocals and putting production ideas? And how much of it is that you put the beat or you put the production down and you send it to someone and they just do it?
I hardly see two people in the studio and finish the whole track. I just create a beat in my studio and then send it to you, and then you can record from your side and then send it back. That's it. Yeah.
Cool. And can you tell me, I know this is a hard question, a little bit about like what inspires you to make music? You know, everyone has a different way of doing it. Are you just sort of playing? Some people work very quickly. Some people are very pedantic and spend hours until the kick drum is exactly right and all of that stuff. What are you looking for when you start playing?
I don't plan. I just play around with sounds. You know, I just have like my whole packs, like the whole pack set, and then the plugins and everything. I'll just put everything and then try and create something with what I just selected. You know, I don't plan the track. It just happens. I don't know how I can.
Cool. Tell me a bit then about the album that you're working on, what your approach is, and what we can expect from you.
This album is more focusing on like South Africa. I think it's because like ever since my name became big, I've been busy overseas than in South Africa. Like ever since the pandemic started, it was the first time for me. Like it was the first time from a long time where I sat down in the studio and I always like made music on the road, like on a plane or at hotels. You know, since last year it was the first time where I sat down and started making music in the studio. You know, have people come to the studio sometimes, work with them. You know, and that's when I decided, you know, I just wanna make a full-length album for the first time. I've been releasing like EPs, so I think it's time now to release a full album.
How many tracks?
We haven't decided yet. I'm just making a lot of tracks, and then we're gonna start selecting all the best. But
how do you know? Sorry, carry on.
I think 15 tracks is gonna work.
How do you know when an album is done?
I don't know. It's my first time doing an album. Yo, man, it's hard work since last year. Yo.
Do you work fast and furious and then you're happy, or are you someone who sits there and agonizes over a tiny little part for days?
I first create a beat when I'm alone. I will make like a bunch of beats, and then maybe around on weekends when I have my friends, I'll just sit to them and just play all the tracks that I've been making in a week. And then if they have something to tell me, no, you know, add this, add that, you know, maybe let's do this, let's do that, or if the track is okay, it's okay. You know, that's how I always do it. But I can't sit with people in the studio and finish the whole track. I don't know how. I think it's because I've been used to being alone when I'm making music ever since I started.
Do you split your publishing royalties with all your friends then?
I always take them to shows for free.
That'll do. and maybe they get a few G-Star pants on the side.
Yeah, sometimes.
Can you tell me a bit about your life outside of music? Like, who are you? What do you like? What's your family? What are your friends?
Yeah, I am a family person, man. I just got my son in 2017. So,
nice. So what's that?
Yeah,
that makes him 4.
Yeah, he's 4 now. And yo, ever since I have a child, you know, that motivates me to work even harder, you know, because I have a son now. And it was hard for me when I had the son in 2017 because I was always on tours. I couldn't even spend like a week with my son. And since last year, I've been with him and I've been with my family. And last year I also lost my granny. So now
Sorry to
I'm
hear that.
taking care of like six cousins who I'm left with. And yeah, I'm the oldest, so yeah, it's quite hard, but you know, we trying.
So I want to go a bit deeper into. So first of all, the pandemic's actually been. How's the pandemic treated you? I mean, one of the things you're saying is that you got to spend a whole year now with your kid at a really crucial age. That 3 to 4 years is like the best time to have dad around.
Yeah, yeah. All right, for me, where the pandemic started, I was happy. I was because I needed a break, man. It was like 4 years back and forward, you know, on tours, never had a break. And when they told me like 21 days of lockdown, I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. And yo, it became worse. And then my show started getting cancelled. Yo, it became serious. And then I wasn't really that that scared to how can I put this? I wasn't afraid like something bad was gonna happen to me or anything because I had my family with me like all the time. I told my mom to come to my place. I had my mom, my son, my cousins, everyone in the house. So I didn't think that there was something bad was gonna happen because we were all in the same house. We're not living, you know.
And then and just sort of being around your family for that year.
Yo, having them like for a year, I think I needed that, man. I think I needed that. I remember when I was on tours, I used to always call them like every day on video calls or do voice notes. I wasn't texting on WhatsApp. When I'm back home, when I'm here, I don't use my WhatsApp. But every time when I'm on tour, I always have my phone with me, speaking to my family. You know, I always miss them, and having to spend like a year with them was really special for me.
Are you quite a shy guy who just likes to sort of do his own thing,
Yeah, man.
or you?
Yeah, I think you've noticed that before. Everybody, you know, I am a shy guy. Yo, I think it's really hard for me. I don't know. It's quite hard to meet new people. I like to be with just the friends that I grew up with. You know, it's hard to make new friends. You know, I always try, but yo, I can't do it. I don't know why.
And what is your kid into, and what's he like?
My son,
Yeah.
he likes playing video games. He loves video games a lot.
That that's the problem, man. The one thing about this pandemic, it's got our kids fucking glued to
Video
games.
games.
They're
Yo,
in because they couldn't be with their friend. Now that they are like deep in that, getting them off their games
mm,
is so hard.
I can see my son is gonna be hard for him to go to school for the first time without video games.
Mm.
Yo,
Whew, you got a challenge ahead. do you do you want more kids?
nah. I think I'm good with
Nah.
one. I'm okay. I'm okay with Kanye. Yeah, I don't need another child. I think it's too
Is
much
he
work.
has he sat in, I always have this memory. There's two things. It was once I was in a like a kung fu class with
Mm-hmm.
this old guy, and his kid was like 2 or 3, not even. And his kid was in the classroom, and everything we did, like he would do. He just was immersed in that world. And I remember when I once did a project with MT,
Mm.
his fucking kid was like 4 or 3, busting rhymes, doing moves, like because he was just always around that world. He was just yeah. So is your kid in your world, or is he very safely
All the time.
outside of it?
All the time. If I go to the studio, he will hear music when he's downstairs. If he hears music, he'll start running. Mama, I love piano. You know, I always have him here. He'll try and play something all the time. You know, yeah. But I always try, and if I'm really busy, I'll just tell him, yo, go play video games. But sometimes I always leave him here at the studio, let him try and play something, you know, and just record him. And then I will listen to it when he's done.
Have you got a little folder with all his little tracks that he's made?
I've used like a small. He played something, and then I used it on one track.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I wish him to be a producer one day. I want to try and make him a producer.
Well, I mean, I think he is already. It sounds like. So earlier you were telling me like your dad was a football player and you really wanted to be a football player, but it didn't work out for you. How did you? So how did you know he was a footballer?
My mom used to tell me about it, and I had these photos of him with his whole team and his trophies. My granny used to tell me that he was a good footballer, and I always tried to be like him.
This is gonna be a weird question, but how do you? If you didn't have your relationship with your father, what's your approach to being a dad?
You know, I always try to be with my son, like every time, like all the time, you know, because I've never had a father before, and I tried, you know, my mom and my granny, they played that role of being parents, you know, and they made me the man that I am right now. So I want to try and make my child the person that I am also, you know, without doing anything wrong.
And sisters and brothers?
I have a sister. They're also young. They're still in primary school. Yeah, I'm the oldest in the family.
And do they live with you?
Yeah. No, they live with my mom in Claremont. I live alone in my place. But I always come and see them all the time during the week.
Where is Gqom going? Like where is it? Because it's kind of in a very interesting point where there's so many things that are changing and transforming, and you've been there since the beginning. So what is its role, and how do you take it further?
So music has changed in South Africa. Gqom has slowed down because my piano it's in its peak now, you know. Everybody loving my piano. Also loving my piano. I'm trying to produce on my piano, but I'm a Gqom king. I'll always stick into Gqom. My album is gonna be a Gqom album, but there's gonna be some changes on my Gqom. You know, I think now everybody's in a low pace, low tempo. Everybody's moving smooth, like on a piano. Even with the Gqom track, it's not gonna be that faster now. It's
yeah.
Slower, but still have that Gqom feeling. Just wait for the album, you're gonna hear what I'm talking about.
Bro, I'm excited, man. You don't have a release date, or because do you have a time frame?
August, but we don't know the exact dates, but it's in August.
Who are your musical idols?
For me, before I started traveling, I was looking up to DJ Tira, DJ Bongs, you know, all those Durban guys who were famous at that time, you know. And those guys, I always thought that I wanted to be like them, you know. I wanted to be on their level, and everything just changed for me, you know. I started playing overseas, and I started seeing new people that I look up to, like DJ Snake. DJ Snake now is one of the people that I look up to. I want to be like that guy. I want to do shows, big shows like him. You know, I'm working on it.
Whose numbers on your phone are you proud to have there?
Woo!
Woo!
Am I MIA?
What?
Who
Did you just
else?
say Diplo?
Yeah.
Okay, how? How?
Who else? Yeah, I think those are the best, the
Okay,
biggest.
have you got your phone on you? Or am I on it?
Yeah, you on it. I'm using it
All
right
right.
now.
What's the last message you sent to MIA?
Woo! I'll have to send you a screenshot of that. I don't remember. I think that thing.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing.
Mm.
I mean, you obviously like you have made that sound like popular in the world. You've managed to find, and maybe it's partly because you did a lot of touring overseas to sort of take this really grungy, cool sound and turn it into something that actually has global relevance. You think that's the role that you've played?
Yeah, I think I really helped the Gqom scene to be recognized overseas. Uh, because if I didn't do those shows, maybe Gqom still people wouldn't understand what's that sound. Maybe they will know the tracks, but I think some people need to feel maybe like a DJ set, like a whole set of that music. And I
Mm.
think I did a lot. And yo, Gum is it's big now, you know. And I'm here. I'm gonna make it go even bigger than this, you know. Yeah,
Rock and roll, man.
sure.
What is the hardest thing that you've had to overcome in your life that has been the challenge that you thought maybe you wouldn't get through that has turned you into the person you are today? Like, there's that thing that actually made you become the DJ Lag that stands here now.
Phew. I think yeah, that's a tough one. I think being different helped me. You know, there were a lot of producers who were doing better than me at that time. When I started working with Blake Major, when I started doing those tours overseas, there were still big artists than me. Like Distraction Boys, where they had like a song of the year. There was Tipsy, there was a lot of guys who were doing Gqom, who were bigger than me. But I think being different helped me be DJ like that I am right now. And yeah, it helped me. It helped me a lot.
What makes you different? What is your approach to your music that's different?
My Gqom is way different from the guys, like the Gqom that the guys are making. I think I'm still using the same style they was doing
Hang
back
on,
in.
I'm not. Your sound is very different and definitive. I'm not
Yeah.
asking about the music. I'm asking about you. Why are you? Why is your approach different?
I think I always just wanna sound different, man. I always try new sounds, and with the traveling, I've been listening to different genres and trying to put all that into one sound. And you can hear on my last EP that I released under Diplo's label Uhuru, there was this track called Uhuru This. The beats you can hear it sounds similar to ballet funk,
Yes,
and it's gone. You know, traveling it taught me, and
that's
listened to
interesting.
sounds and tried to mix it up with gum.
Cool. So I just want to go back to this question. It's important that I just want to let it go about the biggest obstacle, because you said the question you answered was what makes you, was like what's helped you, but the question I wanted to know is like what event or thing in your life was an obstacle that you had to really fight to get past to become you?
Yeah,
You know, whether it was a family thing, whether it was a record label thing, whether it was a bully at school, whether it was whatever it was, we all succeed by having to fight against something, an obstacle.
yeah. 20, 2016. Yeah. No, I think 2017. Yeah, 2017. I was working with Blake Major for I think like 2 years, or yeah, 2 years, and I think I felt comfortable working with them, and I wasn't taking my work serious, and I started not going to shows, and I was partying a lot with friends. Like every time when I'm back on tour, I was, partying nonstop. Sometimes I even forget that I have a show the next day. I wouldn't go to the show, and I missed like big shows. And I think it's just because I was still young and everything was just starting, and I thought that I have everything. And then I started making mistakes. I didn't go to this show Opikopi. This was a big show, Opikopi, that was done by Red Bull. And I think that was like one of the biggest mistakes I did in my life. And Red Bull started not putting me to shows because of that. And that's when I realized, I had to start taking my work seriously. I have to stop partying. I have to focus on my work and get everything straight. And since then, I've never missed a flight. I never missed a show. I'm I'm focused.
Did someone have to give you a talking to, or did you realize it yourself? Or how did you realize that was a big mistake?
That was Sevi. She gave me a big talk.
What did she say?
Yo, she was like a parent, and I had to understand. I had to listen. I saw that I was not going in the right direction. Missing like 3 shows in a row is not good.
And that was it. That's all you took. And then you bucked it up and off you went. The new DJ Lag arrived.
I was back. Same time. I think I needed that.
Okay, I'm gonna nearly let you go. A couple of just questions that are popping into my mind, and the one is, what music do you just not get? I wanted to ask you, actually, the question I wanted to ask you, but I thought it would be unfair, is like, which artists do you think are getting way too much praise and are not actually doing a good job? But I thought that might put you in a difficult position. You can't answer that, so I thought.
No. I don't wanna cause any beef. Hey.
No, I'm not trying to do that. So I'm giving you an easier question, and that is, what music do you not get? Like, what do you not understand why people dig it?
I just don't remember the name, but there's this genre where I always come across when I'm on festivals. It's just, I don't remember the name, but it's just a lot of noise played in like distorting noise playing on speakers. Do you remember? Do you know the name of that?
Is it guitars or is it keyboards?
They have like they have like drum pads, and they will put like USB cords and remove them, put it in and remove them.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And they're playing like everything is just distorting, and that's the genre. That's the music that they listen to. That's what they make.
And what are the people in the audience doing? Are they dancing, or are they going like, "This is amazing," or are they sleeping?
They're dancing.
They're dancing to it.
Yeah, in Europe, all the time. Like in festivals, there'll always be one person who's going to be playing that. I just don't understand it. It's just noise.
And what do you listen to that? What kind of music do you listen to that you think people would think is surprising that you listen to it?
hip hop.
Why? People wouldn't believe you listen to hip hop.
Yeah, I think they think that if you make Gqom, you don't listen to hip hop or you don't listen
Oh.
to it. Yeah, I don't know why, but I listen to hip hop a lot.
Cool. All right. Last two questions, and then I will let you have a life beyond me. It may seem that that you are a prisoner, but I will let you go. Okay. The question I have to ask everyone is, now that you understand the format of the show, it's pretty random. There's whiskey involved. Who do you think would make a great guest for this show? Who do you think has a great story? Who that's like has a cool vibe that you think could do well on the show?
Yeah, I think you should try Anticipated Sounds. Oh my god, bro.
Anticipated Sounds.
Yeah.
What did you?
The new guys who are making Gqom, they from Newlands here in Durban. They're really dope.
And what are they doing that's so cool?
They make the music is really crazy. It's a new level of Gqom that they're making. The new sounds, yo, it's really crazy. And I did a track with those guys. It's called Nigi Nigi. You should check it out. And there's gonna be more tracks I'm gonna be releasing with them, which are gonna be on the album. So yeah, wait on that.
Favorite moment of your whole career so far?
Favorite moment, going to the Grammys.
You're not allowed to. What the? Oh fuck! You know what? I spoke to Sevi when you guys were at the Grammys. Oh, it was for My Power. It was for the Beyonce thing.
Yeah,
Tell me about the Grammys in detail, and then you were allowed to leave.
That experience, man, it was crazy. Walking on the red carpet, seeing all these celebrities that you always see on TV, and I can't explain it, man.
Who did you see, and who did you speak to? Who did you meet? Give me a couple of juicy.
I couldn't speak with anyone because my seats were on the upper level. So all the guys who were nominated, they were all sitting down here. All Beyonce's and all the people who were nominated, and all the people who were invited, they were sitting on the upper level. So you can't really talk to them. I'm saying. You can see them, and when you're walking in, you can even see them.
But what an amazing experience. I don't know anyone else who's actually been to the Grammys. You're the only person I know. That's incredible.
Man, it was amazing. It was amazing. Next time I want to be nominated with my name there, and I want to take the award.
It doesn't sound like you're far away, Lwazi. Your career is incredible. I love watching what you're doing from afar. Like I said, I've been trying to get this interview for the longest time. So excited that I got you on here. Please, you're putting this country on the map in such an important way. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm so honored that I got an hour to spend with you, and thank you very much for being on What's Your Poison. Oh, and one thing before you go, please send me. I'm gonna put it on this video. I just want to see I want to see the screenshot of the last message you sent to either MIA or Diplo, whichever one is most interesting, and then people can see it.
Right, I'll do that.
Awesome. Have a wonderful evening, and great respect to you, and thank you for your time, and thanks for being on What's Your Poison, my man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for being here.